we saw that when you would search about Trump's assassination and it wouldn't come up. And when you'd search for a Trump rally, the Kamala Harris rally would come up. I mean, these are basic examples, but if you take that to the nth degree, you can start to see exactly what you're talking about.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, there was a period of time where the deepfakes coming out of the Harris camp were just in your face. The shots of big crowds at her rallies, to compare with Trump, and you would see the jaggies of the synthetic deployment of images, repeat images, where they would, change minor details in people, but you could see the same face. It might have a different hat or something, and you could see the jaggies where they had been merged to create these images. It's just the deep fakes are here. We knew it was going to come in this election, and by God, it is. And people started, particularly Kevin Sorbo, credit where credit's due, really started, a filmmaker, right? A Christian filmmaker, very successful outside of Hollywood, really started calling these out on X. And that provoked just a swarm of bots and trolls pushing back against this. But you couldn't argue when you zoomed in on the images that this was fake. You saw people with extra fingers, stuff like that. It's in your face now, and 24/7, and for a large fraction of the population, it works.
Right, and even if you think it doesn't work on you, it is working on you to a certain extent.
Thank you. Absolutely. I like to say this also when I speak about this, is the highly educated think they're immune.
Yeah.
But in fact, they're the most susceptible. and I fall into that category too. I mean, after all these years, what they do is they train you to accept voices of authority and to assimilate that information. That's what this kind of training that I've been through is all about, is to just take it in, because you don't have any time to really think or process or look at the data or whatever. You're just fed this stuff by authority figures, and you take it in. And then there's the neurolinguistic programming, as if that isn't enough. For instance, the most egregious example is the repetitive words: safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. What is the safety? What is the efficacy? What do you mean by those two terms? Doesn't matter. Safe and effective, safe and effective. It goes right straight into your lizard brain.
Yeah. And they're doing the same thing now. Trump called her out, I think, the other day with something that she was doing in the same way. It was a repetitive thing. I don't know, it was economy-based or something, but he even just called it out. He said, just because they repeat it doesn't mean it's true.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's great news. That you would think Trump seems to have an intuitive understanding of media. And I think it has to do with kind of growing up in the hot zone, in the battlefield, cyber hot zone of New York City.
Yeah.
And fielding all that and living in it. It seems to be intuitive in him. But even as you were pointing out, even for Trump, he seems to be knocked back on his heels by what's going down.
Yeah, I think growing up in that media environment and then being the subject of all that media, and then I think also The Apprentice probably helped him, because then he was creating his own media on a regular basis, and then he could see the feedback loop of what was successful. So yeah, but of course that was still more television. The internet side, I think he's maybe learning for sure. So take me all the way then to the Bobby endorsement of Trump. Take me that last little bit of how that happened. Were you involved in that? Did you get asked about that?
Nope.
Okay.
Sort of was floated when we were on the boat by Gavin about where should Bobby be, but that was before the coup. That was still in the Biden era, and it was the issue was Bobby could potentially take some votes from Trump, but the split was looking so large that the question was floated: should he stay in? And my response was, for what it's worth, 10 cents or a penny or whatever, a pence, was that I believed he should stay in. That he had established himself as a credible, responsible voice. He had raised key issues. And yes, they were being wicked to him and incredibly wicked to Nicole Shanahan. By the way, that really kind of blew her circuits. As a kind of an ex-liberal, hippy-dippy, yoga pants, met my hubby at Burning Man, kind of a Marin County person, who's a lawyer specializing in artificial intelligence. I mean, she was the whole package. And then she does this, and they just come after her, with guns blazing. And I think she was a little bit stunned. I think that's part of why she asked me to come on and talk about Cywar in the book. That was my first book hit. Was kind of partially she wanted some validation and some insight into what was going down. So Bobby is taken like Trump, maybe not even as hard as Trump. What they deployed on Trump with the lawfare and everything is, that's hardcore.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.